Do we want to be the very best?
Tap in to find out.
Yeah. Tap in. You already know what it is. Yeah, tap in, come vibe for a minute. Two friends talking life, yeah, we really just living. From anime fights to the games we be winning. If it's nerdy or funny, yeah, you know we get in it. No script, no plan, just vibes in the mic. 1 minute we deep, next minute we hype. Debating who's strongest, who wins in a fight. Then switch to real life, like you good, you alright, ayy. Whatever you into, we talking about it. So tap in, and let's get it. Tap in, you already know what it is.
Welcome to the Tapping Conversation podcast. I'm Jobie.
And I'm Kobe.
And today we are talking about Pokemon. The games, the shows, the movies, the animes, everything in between. We are talking about Pokemon. How are you doing today, Kobe?
I am doing fantastic, Joby. How about yourself today?
Doing pretty well. I'm actually really excited for this episode. I know from day one we've just been dying to talk about Pokemon. It's come up in almost every episode. And here we are dedicating an entire episode toward the IP.
I'm so excited for this episode, guys. It has been an episode in the making, just randomly talking about Pokemon facts or some favorite Pokemon here and there, but to actually talk about it in this segment, I'm so excited.
For sure. And, you know, if you listened to the show before, you know both me and Kobe have a extenuous history with Pokemon. It was both part of our childhoods and, both part of our adulthoods as well. And it's such a vast IP. You got the card game, the TV show, the movies, the manga, even, and the video games. There's truly something for everybody. Now, we're going to start this episode off with a bang. We're going to go through our top 5 favorite Pokemon. Mine are in no particular order, so I'll just go one at a time, along with you. What's your number 5?
So can we actually do honorable mentions first? I have like a few of those. Like it was kind of hard to base like a top 5 for me.
That's fair. I mean, there's like 1,000 and something now, so it's kind of hard to narrow down. So, yeah, what's some honorable mentions you got?
So for one of them, I'll start with Scizor.
Okay.
I just love its design after not only being like a normal bug type, but actually having some type of steel on top of it and having a really good speed and defense stats. And if you really wanted to buff its attack, it's a pretty good Pokemon to have on your team.
Okay. If I had to throw an honorable mention, I mean, I really just wrote down my 5, but it would have to be like kind of a split evolution, kind of like Gardevoir Gallade, just because
Huh?
Ralts was like one of my favorite Gen 3 Pokemon, like that whole line, just because it's the psychic type is kind of OP still today. And especially when Gardevoir gains Psychic Fairy. Dude, I used her through uh do 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 X and Y. She was like one of my mains beside my starter.
That's a pretty good Pokemon to have. When I did play a little bit of X, Gardevoir will always be like one of the top like psychic fairy types to have on your team. Just
Mhm.
have a really good move pool, spamming Calm Mind on it to have that special special attack and that special defense to go up to have that little buff. And depending on your move pool for its 4 moves, there's like an endless possibility of like where you can go with it, and I just love it. So this another one from the Alolan region, the Pokemon called Beware.
Mhm.
It's like first introduction where it sees Team Rocket and acts like their parent, basically always trying to monitor them and take them anywhere that her and her little baby go. But I think for me is when Beware fights one of the Ultra Beasts, because that particular Ultra Beast was collecting the Z move crystals,
Mhm.
and forgot how it like started, but I just know they were battling back and forth, and just to see its tremendous power, like its physical power, I was like, yeah, I would hate to see this Pokemon in a dark alley somewhere with those beady little eyes, and they just be red and just ready to like beat the shit out of you.
See, I've always compared Beware to like the newer generation Snorlax, just because they're big, tanky, normal types.
I do love a good tanky normal type. I guess that kind of stems from um Gen 1, Gen 2 with the gym leader Whitney with her Mill
The
Tank.
milk tank, yes.
I would say that was one of the hardest battles growing up, trying to get over that Mill Tank using rollout, and it just kept gaining more power for each
Hmm.
rollout that it does. And then having it could heal itself with I think it was called Drink Milk or
The Moo milk.
something with milk. Yeah, Moo
Yeah.
Milk. Okay, yeah, Moo Milk, and just gaining health back. And you're like, I just got you all the way down to this point, and then you're healing a little bit full health again, and then you're spamming rollout once more and just
Hmm.
obliterating like my whole entire team.
Yeah, that one was rough. But let's get back to our top five. Um,
Hmm.
like I said, mine are in no particular order except number one. Number one is number one, but two through five are
Okay.
interchangeable for me. But number five, I have Metagross, one of my favorite pseudo
Ooh.
legends. Gen 3 does mean a lot to me, and to beat the Elite Four in the champion, then go back to Steven's house and he leaves you the Beldum,
Hmm.
top tier.
I respect that.
Top tier, yeah.
Um, mm, so probably Gen 3. I had Sceptile for
Okay.
mine.
I like Sceptile.
For
Very.
me, it was the anime. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say for me, it was his first introduction in the show where Ash sees Trico, and I love how Trico had like this Aurora farm just going on, how in like its young pre-stage where it always has that little stick and it puts it right in the I was like, you're Aurora farming right now. But then once it evolves from like Trico to Grovyle into Sceptile,
Mm-hmm.
Sceptile is one of Ash's like best Pokemon that he had to go against a Darkrai and beating a Darkrai was crazy to me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. You know that, and we'll get to it during the anime segment of this talk. But it's crazy how some Pokemon can be like super OP in the anime versus the games.
That is so true. Especially depending on its move pool or that move, you're like,
Mm-hmm.
you did all this in the anime, but in the actual game, you're like, okay, like I see.
Fair enough. Well, coming in at number four for me is Rhyperior. He Rhydon and Rhyhorn were like one of my favorite Evo lines from like Gen 1. And in Gen 4 to finally see it get an evolution with Rhyperior, it's it was amazing to me as like a little preteen. And you
Okay.
know, I'm sure a lot of people know this fact. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I hope it's not one of your trivia questions. But the first Pokemon ever created was Rhydon.
And you know what? That actually was one of the questions.
All right, getting them in early. What's your number four?
So I won't be using that one on the trivia segment.
Fair.
That's why I was like, I made at least up to 14 questions just for that reasoning alone.
Mm-hmm.
So to keep it in Gen 3 and possibly Gen 6 ish, it's kind of a mix between both. Swampert and Greninja. I think for me, with Swampert, I just love its evolution line. I love its design, and I do love its mega evolution
Mm-hmm.
for it. But also with Greninja, I just love that it's a literal ninja going through all the forms to become this bad looking frog ninja, and like having its tongue pretty much wrapped around it, looking
Hmm.
like a scarf like cape thing. And I love Greninja's design and just everything that Greninja does. I even loved when, well, we'll talk about it in the anime segment part of it, but when Ash and Greninja, when they had like their little form together, like I just thought that was like awesome.
Yeah. And it's funny you use those two because that's actually my number two and number three, Swampert and Greninja. Two of the strongest water types, not just in strength, but in overall design and usefulness for their respective regions. They're just
Hmm.
two very good peak design Pokemon, and they do hold a very special place for me.
Let's see. The next one is, I think, three or two.
Uh, two, because Swampert and
No, two.
Greninja were my two and three.
Okay. Oh, this is kind of hard now. Because my number one, that's my number one, but this one is kind of hard. Um, I'll probably be a little bit cliche.
Okay.
So this is Gen 1 going all the way back to like the early episodes of Pokemon, but I love Charizard.
Yeah,
I
of
just
course.
love how we was introduced with Charizard when Ash evolved it, when he was having his little back and forth with Aerodactyl, and then when it finally evolved, I like honestly felt like Ash couldn't control it because
Hmm.
he wasn't at that level yet. So Charizard was just going everywhere, causing trouble here and there, hitting him with flamethrower here and there. Like I just love the introduction of like Charizard, just how we was first introduced, and then now seeing Charizard being one of Ash's main Pokemon. When any battle he needs, there's Charizard right there. Like, hey,
Hmm.
I'm ready to fight.
Absolutely. Charizard is definitely the GOAT. I'm gonna get into my number one, and my number one is actually two separate Pokemon. Um,
Okay.
and I will preface this by saying Pokemon Coliseum is my absolute favorite game of all time. So if that gives you any indication that my number one Pokemon, like my favorite, is Umbreon and Espeon. The Gen 2 evolutions, top tier, dude. Especially Umbreon. It's just, I can see me having an Umbreon as a pet. Like, it's one of those Pokemon. It's top tier for me. What say you?
So for my number one, we have talked about one of my favorites, but this is my number one favorite. Will always be Dragonite. Love
Mm-hmm.
Dragonite. I love how one of the first introductions was the first Pokemon movie ever
Mm-hmm.
being made, and him being a delivery Pokemon delivering mail
Mm-hmm.
for all of the trainers to come to that mansion, the mansion in the sky, to challenge Mewtwo and all of that. But I love how he speed blitzes through Team Rocket and just sends them flying. I think that was one for me at a young age. I was like, you know what? I think I like this Pokemon because he looks very fast on his feet, and the way he just speed blitzes through Team Rocket like that, I just love it. But it's overall, it can be tanky, and it can just hit hard too if you like train it well. Like Dragonite is always my number one in just about any of like the Pokemon games. Like if I could get my hand on a Dragdini,
Mm-hmm.
over.
See, I was very naive as a kid. So, like, the first time, I was like maybe like 5 years old, dude. The first time I ever seen a Dragonite, I'm like, oh, it's a fat Charizard. And, yeah. Oh, to be young again, I guess.
Well, don't do Dragonite like that. Even though I do love Charizard too, but that's hilarious.
You
Thought that
couldn't,
was like a fat Charizard.
you couldn't tell me that they're like Gen 1 sprites. He was like a chunky Charizard. He had type 2 diabetes as a Charizard. Like,
Oh no.
the big guy in the commercial, diabetes.
Diabetes, y'all.
Diabetes.
We got that diabetes.
Type 1 and 2 equals 3.
and then 3 plus 1 equals 4 because you forever got diabetes.
Ooh, no little Debbie snack cakes for you.
You,
But yeah. So those are our top fives. I guess now let's get into the video games of Pokemon. That's kind of what they're
okay.
most known for. Um, Let me start by asking, and I know this is a heavier question. What is your favorite Pokemon game of all time?
Ooh, you said of all time?
Of all time.
Ooh, now that's a tough one. I don't. Mm, probably would say this one being at least one of them. I would say for me, growing up, I played Pokemon Red and well, Red and then Yellow. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
get a chance to really play Blue when at that age, but I did love Red and Yellow. But I really had a deep love for the Crystal version
Okay.
growing up. I remember my parents, they got me the game for Christmas. They got me the what's it called? The little strategy book for it that
Mm-hmm.
tells you all the ins and outs of the game and what to look out for. And it gave you like little facts about the Pokemon in that gen. And I think for me, it just it hit like a very good spot for me growing up. It's just playing the game, trying to catch Entei, Suicune, and Raikou, and they always was just hopping away. Every
Mm-hmm.
time you get in that battle, and they're just like, "Oh, they ran away." I'm like, "Oh my god, where are you now?" So I'm on the map trying to figure out where they at to fly over there to try to catch them again.
Mm-hmm.
But that and having the Game Shark, I don't know why, but when I had that Game Shark, I was teaching all my Pokemon every type of move. Like they can be a flying type. I had them learning ground type moves. I would have the water type learning fire type moves, and I just loved the game until I finally kind of
Mm-hmm.
crashed it when I started really using the Game Shark a lot more
Yes.
often. So it ended up corrupting like the data in the game. So I was like, I can't even play this game anymore. But I had so much memories playing Crystal version.
Yeah, I remember using the Game Shark for my Fire Red and Leaf Green games, and I would like give myself 999 rare candies, 999 Master Balls. Dude, I was decked out.
Like I really thought we was balling with that because yeah, you could max out the rare candies, the master balls, and just have everything that you
Mm-hmm.
want and just possibly more until you just corrupt your data.
Yep. My screen froze, looked like the image split in half. Then I had to like restart everything. But I didn't mention my favorite game in the top of the show. It was Pokemon Coliseum. It was one of the first introductions of 3D Pokemon on a console, not counting like Stadium, Stadium 2, but it gave us this new region, the Ore region, that was full of mystery, and we had to capture these shadow Pokemon and purify them. It was a really cool concept at the time, and it was fun just traveling around the region, snagging Pokemon and doing the battle tower. I don't know if you ever did the battle tower on Coliseum, but I,
I did it a little bit, but I didn't do too much of it.
okay. Well, I remember doing the battle tower, getting the legendary dog, whichever one. So the starter you choose at the beginning because you get a chance to get a Gen 2 starter. That's a shadow Pokemon. So whichever
Hmm.
one you pick is gonna be it's gonna choose the legendary dog you get as well. But that was just one of the top tier games, and of course its sequel, Pokemon XD Gala Darkness. It was just top tier for me. I remember on my birthday going into Rhino's game store, and then GameCube stuff was in the way back, like all the Nintendo stuff. So I walked to the back. I was like, I want this game, and it was just memories when it comes to those 3D GameCube games.
Hmm. Yeah, GameCube had a lot of good Pokemon games on there. A lot of them.
Mm-hmm. Even like some of the 64 stuff. I know we kind of mentioned Stadium 1 and 2, but do you remember the mini games from Stadium? Like there's one you got to keep the
I
little
love playing those
Jigglypuff up
games.
in the air. Yeah,
Oh yeah, the way I would spam my controller on that button, like
because it was basically like Mario Party but Pokemon characters. So that's why I guess it kind of appealed so much to me.
I think there was like a whack-a-mole one. I
Hmm.
think
But it
on
was
there,
like
like
it was like
that.
Diglets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was the Dicklets, and you have to go and like hit them, and
Hmm.
I love that one. I think it was the one that had the Ultra Orb or Electabuzz,
Hmm.
where I forgot what it was, but it was something to do with raising the power level or something on.
Yes. You're just spamming the B
I can't
button like
remember what it
crazy.
was. Yes, yes. I'm just sitting there just spam, 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 spam.
Hmm.
Like, and it'd be me and my cousins. We'll sit there for hours just playing that only like the only mini game until we're
Right.
like, let's battle now.
Right. Gave you gave you a little bit of refresh between a few battles. Mix it up a bit, you know. But of course we're older, so some of our favorite games are older. Let me ask you this. What's one of your favorite newer games? Let's say black and white and newer.
Um, Let me see.
Not including remakes. It has to be a fresh mainline game.
Okay. I really did enjoy Shield. I don't know how much hours I put into that game, but I always come back to it whenever I felt like I was not really bored, but wanted to
Hmm.
keep myself entertained in some way. I always play Sword and Shield. Um, I do need to get back into playing Scarlet and Violet again. I beat both of them, but I did like the newer mechanics where you was flying around easier and
Hmm.
just kind of shiny farming like a little bit on there. Like it was a lot more easier. Um, I'll probably give one more. Trying to think of another good one. Um, that's so tough. Like there's so many of them.
Okay, well, let me say this. I will agree with you. Sword and Shield. I know a lot of people games get a lot of flack, but Sword and Shield were peak. The DLCs were great. I especially
Mm-hmm.
like when you get your little Cub Fu and then you train them to become Urshifu, and it was a cool story in the game.
Mm.
But
Oh, you know what? Actually, I can add one more into that.
yeah, go ahead.
I'll probably say Arceus also. That was like another good one. Like I love that you can go and
Yes.
craft your own Pokeballs, your own potions, and like stuff like that. I really enjoyed that game and fighting the huge alpha Pokemon. That was like another
Hmm.
plus, even though half the time they scared me because they would run up on you. Like if you were not moving and they saw you, the way they would just run up on you and hit you with a hyper beam. I was like,
Hmm.
I would hate to see this in real life.
Like Legends Arceus was top tier. I think it's better than Legends ZA. I mean, that's my opinion, just because how fresh and revolutionizing the game was. Like, you go to that left, you see, oh, it's a giant Rapidash. I wonder if it's friendly. And then you're running across the field for your life. But yeah,
uh,
Legends Arceus was great. I would throw Ultra Sun and Moon in there too. We've talked about those before. Being able to like
okay.
ride Solgaleo or Lunala through hyperspace and go through the wormholes to find legendaries and Ultra Beasts. I thought that was a pretty cool concept.
That was definitely cool. I was about to ask you like what's some of your like favorite Pokemon games that was like released, but
Yeah.
Ultra Moon and Sun were another good ones. Even the trials that they had, they were really good. There was a few
Hmm.
hard ones, but they were
Yeah.
fun. It
Arachnid,
like it kept
the
you.
Arachnid trial. I
Mhm.
hated that trial, dude. It was so tough. Even with electric Pokemon, that trial was tough.
That's how I felt with
Or Wishy Washy
um
is the one I was thinking of.
Washy Washy.
Or
Yeah, like
Washy
that's what I was
Washy.
about to say. Like Wishy Washy,
Not Arachnid. Yeah, the Wishy
going to
Washy
that
one was
huge
tough.
form.
That one was pretty brutal. Well, even the like Alolan Marowak trial Like, yeah, if you didn't copy the dance moves and you had to battle one of them, that Ghost Fire type was kind of
Uh,
rough.
yeah. Kind of look at that. Kind of looking back on that. Yeah, that was a little bit of a pain to do that, to really line up with the dancing. If not, okay, well, we're just going to battle here, and I hope I'm a win.
Right?
I'm like, I'm at a disadvantage right now, and I brought this one Pokemon for no reason. Like there's a lot of good games, but I agree with earlier when you was saying Legends of Arceus is better than ZA. I
Hmm.
agree. Like I do like ZA. It's just some of the mechanics and just the overall of like how it plays. It kind of grows on you, but then you're like, okay, like this has to somewhat change in a way. Because
Hmm.
I like after I beat the game, I stopped playing it. I haven't even played the DLC for it yet.
Oh, wow. And see, I can already see the unk comments now because I'm going to be that guy. I do not like the real time battling. Old man yells at cloud on newspaper. I do not like the real time battling. I shouldn't be having to stress at a Pokemon game, bro. I shouldn't be having to run for my life like it's Five Nights at Freddy's or some shit. Like, it's Pokemon, man. It's supposed to be relaxing. But no, here I am running around dodging your attacks. I'm done with my tangent. Go ahead.
No, I agree. There was one battle that really annoyed me. It was just a little side quest on that game,
Uh huh.
but you have to battle another Pikachu with your Pikachu, and that other Pikachu knows Dig. Do
Mm-hmm.
you not know how hard is it to evade Dig in that play format style? Every time I want to try to call it back or try to use protect at
Mm-hmm.
the most perfect time, I get one shot at every time. And then I just restart it and
Mm-hmm.
restart it and restart it because I'm like, man, I can beat you, but you're using dig. And then I'm trying to anticipate when you're about to come up to try to pop protect because they when you pop protect, it literally gives you like a 1 or 2 second grace period of like nobody can hit you. So
Mm-hmm.
trying to anticipate using that with dig was crazy. So like yeah, I probably will be also being called an unk as well because of that, but that's some of my little critiques about ZA. Like ZA in whole, it's not bad. It is a decent little fun game.
Yeah.
I, it could be a little bit more different with not keeping you trapped in the city. But besides that, it's a fun game. You can go around the different zones and shiny hunt and catch all the Pokemons in those zones. Like that was pretty enjoyable. Like the story
Mm-hmm.
wasn't bad.
Right. Yeah, the story was
I
great.
did
I enjoyed the story very thoroughly.
No, Tawny really pissed me off. I was like, girl, I'm about to just uppercut punch you. You got me helping you with your debt situation. You got everybody trying to help you out. And then when you shoot up to or about to shoot up to A, now she wants to be the number one A leader. And like, I'm like, girl, just sit down.
She was definitely giving pick me vibes.
Like, you do better. She wants to go to the highest point. It's like, no, ma'am.
Better hit that train station. Bye.
Bye. You saw me when you first picked me up from the train station. You can go ahead and just go right on there.
Yep, you know where it's at. But yeah, there's been so many great video games over the years, and that is kind of the main thing that Pokemon's known for. But if you're a '90s kid like me and Kobe, we the anime means a lot. Um, Especially the early Indigo League and getting into the Orange Islands arc. There's just so many great anime arcs. And a question kind of popped in my head when I was kind of writing some notes for the show. Who do you think Ash's best sidekick was?
Mm, that's kind of hard
Mm-hmm.
because I really want to say it's all like I'll always have a soft spot for Brock and Misty
Right.
because they were the first and like everything, but I really do feel like it was Dawn and May. when he met up with them
Mm-hmm.
and just seeing how Dawn developed because she had like no, I think no, they yeah, both of them had like a weird thing with Pokemon where at like one point they didn't like him, and then they once they got their
Mm-hmm.
foot more open into the Pokemon world and they start catching their own Pokemon and doing their own little side quests where Ash I think yeah, I would say Dawn and May, even Max a little bit here and there. I think those were some of his best ones. Maybe even Serenity. I think her name was Serenity, right?
Yeah, from X and
She
Y
had
or
the
Serena.
mm, Serena.
Mm-hmm.
Even Serena, like she here and there had like little moments, but I feel like it was Dawn and May because it made them come out their comfort zone and they both in a way helped Ash to still reach his goals and help him improve
Mm-hmm.
on a lot of different things. I mean, with May, she made or no, I think it was Dawn. She even made counter shield, and even Ash took that in his own battles and was using that for his advantage, depending on which Pokemon he had. And he was just like, "Hey, go ahead and use counter shield."
Yeah, and I don't know if you got a hold of my notes or what, but those are exactly what I wrote down. May and
Are you
Mac.
serious?
Yes, May and Max from like the Gen 3 era, and then like Dawn and the Diamond and Pearl. And specifically Dawn, because her Piplup was like the best thing ever. But she did,
Hmm.
some of like the moves her and Piplup and her other Pokemon will use in her Pokemon contest. Ash would use those same strategies in battle, and it worked for some reason.
And I even like that Ash kind of was stepping into the coordinator side a little bit and showing the flashier moves with Pikachu or whoever Pokemon that he would use for those contests.
Hmm.
I really did like that they show more of like Dawn and May of like what they can do with with the contest coordinating. Like I love how they showed how far they can go with that and with their Pokemon and
Hmm.
the different styles. Because with Dawn, hers is. I even saw this when I was writing it down. Like they were giving like a description of like both of them of like their styles. Like I feel like Dawn's is like the not saying super classy, but like that clean cut style.
Hmm.
It's very beautiful, like in your face. And then you had May. She was a little bit of like the powerhouse when it comes to coordinating, like with her and Combuskin when he was still like a Combuskin and like all of that, like just doing different moves, but adding power into it to show off not only their power, but also showed like, okay, they're capable of doing this in a nice classier type of like way of executing the Pokemon's like abilities and like everything of like what it looks like, its stats, like all of that. Like I do love the coordinating side of it. Even the little rivals that they had,
Hmm.
I thought it was perfect.
Yeah, and it absolutely was. It just gave a lot more depth to some of these side characters that we see. Now you mentioned like at the top of the show about how Charizard was one of your favorite Pokemon, and that the arc of him growing from the Charmander and then being stubborn as a Charizard. One of the other
Hmm.
little arcs like that I think of is similar but not. Is Ash's Dratini evolved twice in one episode to a Dragonite to save him because he was falling from that thing.
Oh yeah.
Brought a
I remember
tear
that.
to my eye, Kobe. A tear to my eye. Like that pulled at the heartstrings. Or like it was a legendary or something. I don't remember exactly what. And his bird evolved into Talonflame to take the hit. No, or was it Staraptor?
Oh,
Or was it Talonflame? It was one of the two.
I, I think it was Talonflame because he was going against
Moltres.
Moltres,
Okay, yes.
and that's what it was.
But scenes like that are amazing because it gives heart and a little emotion to the show. Yeah, there's a lot of comedy and a lot of overcoming the hardships, but that strong emotion, that bond, that feeling of teamwork, it's quite amazing to be displayed in that such a manner.
I agree. Since we are talking about heart-filled strings being pulled. What are some of the worst Pokemon, or not the worst Pokemon, but some of the Pokemon that Ash gave away or just let loose? Because why?
Bye bye
Like
Butterfree.
those kind of
Bye
like
bye
hurt my feelings.
Butterfree. Oh, dude, it gets me every time. Or when his Squirtle goes to the Squirtle Squad.
Or Pidgeot protecting the other Pidgeotos and
Mm-hmm.
being the leader of that group for them. Like you literally had this Pidgey and it evolved into a Pidgeotto. And for me it was when they were trapped in that cave when it was snowing and
Mm-hmm.
all of his Pokemon came to try to keep him warm.
Mm-hmm.
Tears. Literal tears. Like you had Charmander, you had Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Pidgeot, no, Pidgeotto, Pikachu, all trying to keep Ash warm. And I still remember literally
Yes.
Pidgeotto's putting his wings on top of it. I'm just like, cries.
Or Ash leaving behind 30 Tauros that he called it the Safari Zone. I'm just kidding. But another tearjerker for real though. The first movie when he becomes crystallized from Mewtwo and all the Pokemon's tears bring him back to life. So
So you're gonna make me cry again.
I seen a fan edit of that and it was like that scene, but it had Evanescence's "Bring Me Back to Life" dubbed over. It's like wake me up inside,
uh,
save me.
you just know how to you just know how to pull on my heart right now because that was a very sad little moment. Like
Mm-hmm.
Ash trying to stop the fight between Mew and Mewtwo and then just boom. And then Pikachu talk about some Pika, Pika. Yeah, like that man ain't moving right now. Like he's the whole statue.
He needs some milk.
He need more than milk. Like
He needs some Whitney's Moo Moo milk, bro.
he needed Ho Ho's wish when he saw Ho Ho in that first. What was it? I think the first
Mm-hmm.
episode. He needed that wish.
Bro need to get on his knees, start praying to Arceus.
Hey, like, hey, can you unsolid me from this statue? I just need to go back to being normal again. But I do like that everybody crying somehow made him come back to life.
Mm-hmm. It was
I
definitely a
think for
top tier
me,
scene.
yeah, like that was a very top tier scene, like as well. But for me, I think it was which Pokemon? I think it was after X and Y. I think it was. Or no, a little bit further, probably past Alola, but when he had Greninja
Mm-hmm.
and after he faced against Alan, him and his Charizard, both full power, one mega, Ash Greninja, they're fighting. Why would you let him go like that? Like y'all formed this bond together, and then you're just like, nah, fam, like release.
Yeah, for sure.
I got so triggered. Like I got so triggered by that. I'm like, bruh, you literally caught this Greninja at its first stage form. Y'all developed this bond and everything. Even though the move set was kind of crazy because you had cut, water shuriken,
Mm-hmm.
double team, and aerial ace.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, that move set was kind of crazy for me because I'm like, we're gonna give you some more moves. Like it's cute to have cut, but cut out of all the moves to have cut,
That's something you put
then
on your
aerial ace.
that's something you put on your HM tank, like your Bidoof or something.
Yes, the HM slave.
Mm-hmm.
We all had one.
Oh yeah.
That meant see my new cut, surf, waterfall. I think rock smash, like
Yeah.
all the moves. Let me see. So we can actually probably talk about this as well. Who were some of your favorite rivals that Ash had?
Paul. Paul was one of them. Just because how he treated the Chimchar, like, made me hate Paul.
I knew from then. Actually, no. I even told this to DJ yesterday because I saw they're talking about Azumarill, and I just laughed because when Paul took that Azumarill to that first gym that
Mm-hmm.
had the Geodude and it lost to that Geodude, and he literally traded to a kid. It's like, here you go. I don't want this anymore. Like, thanks, mister. I'll take care of it. I hope so. Like Paul just said, I don't need this water Pokemon, but like I get it because why are you a water Pokemon? You have the advantage over this ground rock type, and you lost to a ground and rock type.
Well, that's because the anime threw typings and common sense out the window. It's all about the plot armor.
That was a crazy plot armor to have Paul get rid of it, but I do love Paul. Just how how they made Paul. Like, yeah, I don't like that he only. I mean, I get it. You want to have a strong team that you can have and be on command whenever you need something to like go down. But I didn't like that he got rid of Azumarill like that, or the Starlies that he had, and he was just basing depending on their stats, and it was like, okay, y'all two were gone. I'll just keep this one. But yes, when he gave away Chimchar, it gave me all the same feels of like how Charizard went through being our Charmander, how his old trainer just let basically left him sit there to almost die in that rain like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
like it gave me like the same feels of how Paul did to Chimchar, but I'm glad Chimchar was in Ash's hands because I knew Ash was going to take care of him. The
Right.
way that they were growing together, and not only that, but having Chimchar grow individually to see his true potential because
Mm-hmm.
Paul just wanted him to use his blaze ability just for that one effect, but to see Infernape to be who he is now and being one of Ash's like strong fire type Pokemon was just like chef's kiss for me.
Oh, for sure. Um, and that is all the time we have for kind of this main segment. We are about to get into this trivia segment with Kobe.
All right, guys, this is my segment. It is called Do You Know That Trivia? So, for the first question, we're going to talk about Red a little bit. Do you know Red's final team?
Are we counting his Hoenn team or the team you face on Mount Silver?
I'm trying to remember. I probably would say on Mount's Silver.
All right, so we got his high-leveled Pikachu. Um, Blastoise, Charizard, Venusaur, Snorlax, and Lapras.
Yeah. Did you say Lapras?
I did.
Mm-hmm. You got that one correct.
Nice. 1 for 1.
Yeah, there was Pikachu, Snorlax, Lapras, Venusaur, Blastoise, and Charizard on this team.
Nice.
And honestly, that's really not a bad team because Gen 1's team, like I think that would be like a steady, solid team for like Gen 1. Because you got
Mm-hmm.
your electric, you got your normal that can take hits, Lapras that can also use ice moves,
Oh, for
Venusaur,
sure.
Blastoise, and then Charizard, like no questions there. Like
Mm-hmm.
actually, I want to see if you can get this one right. So for the next question is how many siblings does Brock have?
I know it was a lot because I remember the episode him taking care of him. Well, mine's not trying to go to like a crazy amount. I'm gonna say like 14, 13 or 14.
So it's actually 9.
9, so I was heavy on that one. Okay.
I said, damn, you want to say his mom was out there? Like, mm. See, I can't spoil too much because you haven't seen One Piece. So I'm about to be like, damn, he trying to be like Big Mom out here.
All right, so 1 for 2. Not too bad of a start.
Not too bad. I can't use that one because we did say that a little bit earlier. There's actually 2 questions on here that I can't really say. So actually, I'll do this one. In the early Pokemon, in the Tower of Terror, what falls on Ash and Pikachu?
All right, this is from the anime.
Yeah, this is from the anime.
What falls on Ash and Pikachu? Was it a piano? No.
I don't want to say.
I'm going to say piano.
So you got that one wrong. It actually was the chandelier.
Same thing.
Remember the chandelier? Da-da-da-dum.
I don't actually recall that. I was just thinking of stuff that would possibly fall in a haunted place, and piano came to mind for some reason.
That I can see that. Because I mean it's ghost, it's spooky, you got poltergeist going on, so like I can see that. But it
Mm-hmm.
was this particular one, it had Ghastly Hunter and like Gengar, they were, of course, just being little tricksters and all that. They made it fall on both of them. They both came out of their bodies and then like they were just in like spirit form mode and just looking around like what just happened, but then their spirits went back into their bodies and they just came back up again.
Okay. Interesting. Well, that puts me at 1 for 3.
Let me see. Okay. We did talk about the first Pokemon movie,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll ask you this one. Do you know how much it grossed for that movie when it came out?
I don't. I'm about to like give a really far fetched. I don't know. I don't think it did crazy, but I don't think it did slop either. I'm gonna say about a cool 65 mil for that time era.
163 mil, actually.
What? See, I was thinking about somewhere in the hundreds, but I'm like, no, it was the 90s, early 2000s. But 163 mil, wow.
Yeah, it was 100. It grossed over 163 mil worldwide.
Shoot, at least $30 that was me.
Mm-hmm. Shoot, I need about half of that in my pocket right now.
I'll take it. I'll take it. But 1 for 4. We have one final one. Let's go.
Let me see. Which one do I want to hit you with? I can go in so many different ways with this last question, but I'll try to keep it little plain, not too easy, but a little plain for you. So this is in the Pokemon games. If you remember this little mechanic with a certain move that will allow you to like do different things, but when you use secret power outside of battling, what does the effects do?
Any specific genre or generation?
Trying to remember. Probably a little bit. I think they use them in fire red and leaf green, like around that generation
Okay, so that'll be
of
about
Pokemon.
that'll be about third. I want to say it's when you were able to like build a secret base. You were able to build a secret base from it. That's what I'm gonna go with.
hmm So I'll give you that. So you can make bases,
Mm-hmm.
specific trees in those areas, bushes, even the rocks on the waterfall. if it allows you to make a secret base, you can make a secret base if you had to move secret power on one of your Pokemon or all your Pokemon, really, if you want to do it that way. But I
Okay,
thought that was like a cool little mechanic that you can add stuff and make your base however you want to make it, and it will always just stay the same.
absolutely. And but that is 2 for 5. I didn't do as well as I thought I would.
It's all good. I mean, we have our good days, we have our bad days, but you have the love for Pokemon that lives inside you forever.
You teach me and I'll teach you, Pokemon.
Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all.
Gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Now, I guess to kind of wrap this up, what would you say Pokemon means to you within a couple sentences?
Um, Pokemon for me, it gives so much imagination to the mind. Great characters, a lot of heartstrings, a lot of heart pulling.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot of good comedic moments in it, but for its whole entirety, I think it's just perfect. From going to see Ash at the very beginning when he woke up late to get his first Pokemon because he thought he was either going to get a Charmander, Squirtle, or Bulbasaur, but actually getting a Pikachu and then learning to have this Pikachu by his side, like no matter what, when they got into like their first tussle with the pharaohs and the sparrows,
Mm-hmm.
and Pikachu hitting everybody with like thunder shock. At that moment, I knew I was hooked because seeing how they both developed from not really being, haters, but just not knowing each other well just yet to being that's Ash's best friend,
Mm-hmm.
that would always have like a hold on me. What about yourself, Joby?
You know, it is the nostalgia factor for me. You know, the games growing up, playing with my cousins, friends, and my brother. To the show, watching it, looking forward to watching it like every Saturday morning or like every Wednesday night or whenever it came on. To just enjoying the games, like even as an adult. You know, I know we didn't really mention it, but you know, Wind and Waves is dropping, so I got to give me a Switch too,
Hmm.
so I can play that. I'm looking forward to it. Um, it's just a fun series with fun concepts, and it's something I think I'll always enjoy to some extent.
Hmm. I agree. Like I will always love Pokemon because it's Pokemon. I mean, what weirdo doesn't like Pokemon? To have a team of six, or if you want to be that one person where you just got one solo Pokemon, and that's like your number one solo dolo can not do you any wrong. But for me, it's the Pokemon. Like
Mm-hmm.
every Pokemon has its own uniqueness in a way, and just the different stats or the evolutions that they have. Like some can have one, two, all three, but I just love how Pokemon makes in a way makes everybody come together because if you're playing the video games or if you're playing the TCG or if you even read the manga, I'm actually reading the manga,
Mm-hmm.
the Pokemon First Adventures, and Red in this one, I didn't know he started with the Polyworld. So that kind of caught me off guard like a little bit, but like reading this actually it's not red, but actually reading it, I like it like so far. Like it's pretty good.
Interesting. I remember reading like some of the early mangas, like with Red and like Green. Even she was in some of the early ones that I read. But
Hmm.
it no matter what it is, whether it's the mangas, the video games, you know, the TV shows, or even the TCG, there's there's just so much about this franchise that's amazing, and it hits every generation. Kids nowadays are going to grow up talking about how Sprigatito or Fuecoco was their favorite starter ever. And it's truly a timeless IP.
I agree. I was like, even my husband DJ, his love for water Pokemon
Hmm.
is something to him. Like he only uses water Pokemon in like every Pokemon game that we play together. And we even had it like we even dueled against each other. And I remember this one particular match we was playing on Sword and Shield, and I know you're gonna hear this, but I'm gonna say it, babe. So when I had my Corviknight, I think it was my second to last Pokemon, and I
Hmm.
brought out Corviknight. He hit Corviknight with everything, and the way that I had its stats, it had heavy defense, a little bit of heavy special defense, and I put assault vest on it.
Oh,
That thing was
wow.
already tanky as hell. So every damage he thought he was doing to me, I'm just sitting there tanking it, and then I'll just hit Roost. So I just gained all that health back. And then I just started wiping his team down one by one, one by one.
Solid strat. I mean, you give a steel Pokemon, especially like a flying steel, heavy defense, heavy special defense, dude, it's over with.
It, and he had one of his heavy hitters, Gyarados, trying
Hmm.
to take it down. And he was just I still remember this when he was looking at me because we was just eye to eye just playing like against each other. But when he looked up, he was like, I hit you with Ice Fang. I'm hitting you with like every move to man to knock out this Corviknight. And he was like, why is it not dying? I didn't tell him until after he lost, but I was like, I had Assault Vest. I raised its defense and special defense really high for like this particular moment. So
That's
have fun with that.
funny. That's funny. It's kind of dirty too, man. You d- you knew
It
you
is.
knew he was gonna have a water team.
Well, I love this man. I really do, but he has the typical moves where it's for him his battle style is I'm hitting you like a train, just hitting you as hard as I can to try to get you down your health. Me, I'm over here trying to build poison spikes here, there, sticky web. Like I'm trying to put up stuff just for this moment. So once you start hitting into my stuff, now I'm gonna hit you with everything that I got, like basically.
Hmm.
Because like I'll hit them with spikes or poison spikes, and I'll bring them back, and then I'll bring another Pokemon out, and he's just sitting here like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm playing Pokemon. Like this is literally what they do. Like I'm a little strategist. I'm just my little strategy on you, and I'm trying to see if you can come from it or not."
Right, absolutely. Let's see. Well, that is all the time we have for the Tapping Conversation podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we hope you share some of the passions that we have, like Pokemon, and we hope you can kind of relate to some of the things that we talk about. Why don't you tell them where they can find us, Kobe?
You can find us on Facebook and TikTok as well, but we're also on Spotify. We're on the Podbean, Amazon Music. You can even look us up on our website, tapin conversationpodcast.com, and you can look and find all of our videos that we previously already uploaded and the new one that will be uploaded as well. And just leave some comments, some feedback. Tell us what some of your favorite moments or some of your favorite Pokemon that we didn't bring up in this segment. Just let us know, guys.
Absolutely, and I do want to encourage everybody to do one kind thing for another human this week, and also put love above hate.
And also have peace, love, and positivity, guys.
All right, bye now.
All right, see you guys. Got to catch them all.
Yeah. You already know what it is.